your perspective versus their perspective. So Spirit, for the viewer, please could we have a look at the viewer's perspective in regards to a particular situation. The viewer's perspective, please. We have got the Lovers. Let me just find a crystal to cover that up there. Okay. And from their perspective, please. Their perspective. Their perspective. The other person's perspective. Ooh, got two cards. We have got the Nine of Cups and we have got the Hierophant. From your perspective, there is a deep soul connection between the both of you. I have to be so careful about how I show this card, but you can see from the faces that there is also a deep attraction. And you are quite confident in knowing of this attraction. We can see this by the way that their head is turned towards you and the expression on their face. There is a lot of chemistry and temptation between the both of you. Speaking of between the both of you, we can see that there is this tree, and wrapped around the tree there is this snake. In an old-fashioned tarot card, there actually used to be 3 people in the card, and it was a card that was speaking of choices. So from your perspective, there could be some choices or pathways that are going to be presented between the both of you. But there certainly feels like there is a divine love there. From their perspective, we have 2 wonderful cards, the Hierophant and the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is speaking of wish fulfillment. From this person's perspective, you are that wish fulfillment. This is a card that speaks of emotional richness and contentment. And from this person's perspective, there is a feeling of commitment here with the Hierophant. Very likely there is a deep spiritual connection between the both of you. We had spoken of a deep soul connection here, and there is this deep spiritual connection also. The combination of the two making this a very powerful bond. Now, while the Hierophant card often speaks of commitments, I can also see this as commitments that were made prior to coming to Earth. And from what I'm seeing from both of these piles, it is showing that there could be some choices surrounding these commitments that were made. So let's pull some more cards from your perspective. We have got the Queen of Wands, and their perspective, we have got the Two of Wands. Now, do you remember I had said that you may feel very confident about their attraction to you, the way that they're looking at you and your head is slightly turned away, almost a little coy and aloof, which actually is keeping him more attracted. This is coming out again with this Queen of Wands card. The Queen of Wands is known to be the most beautiful and most magnetic of all of the queens. This is very sure and very confident energy. Once again, if we look at the way that both heads are turned, they're both pointing in the forward direction, meaning that you are looking into the future. That is absolutely where your focus is. This surety may come from this wand that I'm seeing, and in my interpretation, I have always seen this as direct communication with God, the universe, your higher self, whichever terminology you prefer to use. So there is this intuition and inner knowing that you are able to move forward, and whoever is meant to be in your life will be. I also am noticing the sunflower up here. So this very confident energy might be predominant for you within this month of September and leading into October, as I am thinking of sunflower season and harvest. Of course, there is this black cat here too. And some of you may have heard of the black cat theory. It is very much speaking about embodying some of the aspects and qualities that make you quite alluring and mysterious. So this could very much be you embodying and being more comfortable sitting in your divine feminine energy. It's certainly an energy that speaks of this magnetism rather than having to chase. From their perspective, they are also thinking about choices and decisions, and maybe thinking about leaving their comfort zone. My personal interpretation of this card has always been about mental manifestation and having a very clear vision of what is desired in the future. If we look at this light above them, does it not look like an eclipse? And we definitely have some eclipses coming up within the next couple of weeks. Let's pull one more card for each. From your perspective, we have the Two of Swords, a difficult decision. From their perspective, we have the Six of Cups. Again, you may be faced with a very difficult decision and you're going to have to listen to your intuition on this. We can see that her real eyes are blindfolded, suggesting that with your logical thoughts, you will not be able to come to a decision in regards to this. The sliver of moon, again, is suggesting that you listen to that intuition. Moons being very symbolic of intuition. It is interesting because both of you have this very, very similar energy of should I, shouldn't I, do I, don't I. You clearly have a very strong bond between you, but I think there is some trepidation on what to do about it. With the Six of Cups, this is them feeling nostalgic. This potentially could be someone from the past. The Six of Cups, if you were to Google the meanings, one of those meanings would be somebody from the past returning. It is a card that speaks of reunions. So what I'm getting is there could be someone who is thinking about reaching out to you and wondering whether they ought to. There certainly feels like there is a deep spiritual connection between the both of you. And I feel that you are very sure of this. You're very sure of their feelings towards you. You have this confidence about you. And you are very beautiful and very alluring. And you know that you are particularly magnetic to this person. But it is up to you as to what you decide to do about this. This person sees you as their wish fulfillment. And there could be some sort of opportunity that is arising between the both of you. Let's maybe pull some oracle. Spirit, what do we need to know at this time about this connection? What do we need to know about this connection, please? While I am shuffling, I do have a few same-day readings that are available. And I have a special currently of 20% off Zoom packages where we will do a one-on-one call together. These Zoom packages are for 4, 6, or 8 Zoom calls that we would connect on. But let us have a look. What is the message here, please? What do we need to know? Okay, we have got an ending. Wow. An ending and a healing. With this, there is something that needs to be put to rest. And as I did that, I was putting down the cards and looked at the bottom of the deck, and here it is. It is the otter and the cattail, which speaks of peace. To me, it feels like there is something that is incomplete between the both of you. And the circle, it needs to be closed. This really feels like a big deal to me. Not just the message on the cards, but how I am feeling inside. I feel very moved and emotional. It feels that you have the upper hand in how this goes. But this meeting or this conversation could bring intense healing and peace to the both of you, of finding closure. Of course, as always, this is a collective reading and it is not meant to be for everybody. Please always listen to your own intuition. Once again, if you would like your own private reading, then there is a link in my bio to same-day readings, and I also offer one-on-one Zoom calls. Packages of 4 or more Zoom calls are now on special with 20% off.